Where's my DJ?
Put that camera on me.
Can't believe what I just heard.
Are you good or bad at what you're doing? You're terrible. You're the worst.
Something is wrong with you.
This is the definition of player hating.
The best show on television.
Stop right there. He's the best.
Definitely co-sign that sentiment.
Thanks for tuning in to First Take.
Start the damn show.
All right, it is Monday. This is First Take. Welcome on in, everybody. I'm Charlie Arnold, joined here in New York by, again, Max Kellerman and Ryan Hollins. How's everyone feeling on this Monday?
Oh, man, I'm feeling great.
Yeah?
I was great until I got the Pernell Whitaker news. I'm really in shock about it. He's probably my favorite fighter ever, he or Muhammad Ali. And now they're both gone, and it's I'm in shock.
Have a lot of people already been reaching out to you about that?
Oh, yeah. People know, especially, not only was he so great, but the way I felt about him. Yeah.
Wow. All right, well, what do you say, guys? We kick things off with some NBA talk. The most valuable player in the NBA, Giannis, he doesn't want anybody to call him the MVP yet. He says he'll accept the title once he wins the award next year. Giannis averaged a double-double this past season with 27.7 points and 12.5 rebounds, with the Bucks falling to the Raptors in the Eastern Conference Finals. So is it a bust? Oh, we'll start, Ryan. We'll start with you here. Ryan, is this year finals or bust for Giannis this coming season?
Absolutely it is. Here's the reality. He was knocked off by the best player in the world in Kawhi Leonard last year. And he's looking at the Eastern Conference, and it's absolutely wide open. There's no LeBron James. LeBron is a Laker. Kevin Durant has come to the East, but he's torn his Achilles. And Kawhi is a Clipper. So now the three best players on the planet are either not healthy or no longer in the Eastern Conference. This was a 60-win team last year. And the one thing we've always credited Giannis with, or we can look back and see what he's done, he's improved every single year. Every year. Look at the Bucks roster. They stepped in. What do they get back? Bledsoe. They give him an extension. They get both of the Lopez brothers, Middleton, Wesley Matthews. So he's coming back with his team. He's got a squad. They are intact. So even if Giannis comes out, and let's just forecast something. Even if Giannis comes out, and he's the exact same player he was last year. There's no Kawhi Leonard, no LeBron, no KD. There's nobody literally to stop them. They have to make the finals, and they got to compete.
You're wrong, Mr. Basketball. You're wrong. And you should know better than anybody this stuff because you had the best seat in the house for a dozen years, riding the bench, looking at all these guys playing. Look, the Milwaukee Bucks, I thought were going to win the whole thing this past season. I thought that the Greek Freak was the best player in the world. But I also said, heading into that series with the Raptors, this is a competition to see who, in fact, without LeBron James in these playoffs, will prove themselves the best in the world. Would it be the Greek Freak or Kawhi Leonard? It was emphatically Kawhi Leonard. And what was shown in that series is the Freak is amazing, but he's a big. He really is a center. He can be a ball handler, kind of, if he gets going downhill. But he's not just a guy in the half-court set to take you off the dribble and create quite like a Ben Simmons or someone like that. He needs someone to get him the ball in those situations and a crime partner. So let's look at the roster. They lose Brogdon. Who'd they replace him with? Wes Matthews? No, that's not a replacement for Brogdon. Brogdon is one of the best shooters in basketball, period. He is a, listen, I'm not saying he's a Steph Curry shooter, but his numbers on catch and shoot threes are as good as anyone's, period. I understand not from the same distance as some of those bombers like Steph and who's really on Steph's level, but he is an elite shooter and a willing defender. He's gone. You really have not replaced him. Here's another guy who was a sleeper pick for me to be an all-star this year, and one of the reasons I thought the Bucks would win the championship if he could get fully healthy and integrated into the team. Mirotic. Mirotic went to Europe. You know why he went to Europe? Because people understand quite how good he is. He thought he should be the focal point of an offense and wasn't given that chance really in the NBA. I'm not saying he would have been in the NBA. I'm saying Mirotic is more than just a shooter. He's a really good player. So you lose two guys.
How much did Mirotic play?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's one of the reasons I projected them on an upward trend because of Mirotic's health next year, I would presume, and his better integration into the team, because of Brogdon's development, etc. Now you're taking those two players. Two of those, either one of those two could be all-stars on any given season, and you're taking them off the roster. You have not replaced them.
You got to understand.
Ryan, before you make your next point, here's what Giannis had to say yesterday.
After this day, July 14th, please do me this favor so I can be better. I can be a better player. I can lead this team to a championship. Please don't call me MVP. Listen. Please, after this day, don't call me MVP because until I win it again next year.
Look, I love his mentality. That's an old school throwback mentality. You know, guys nowadays, they want the gratification. They're going to be running around. But as you talk about Mirotic, you talk about Brogdon. Keep in mind, Brogdon missed the majority of the playoffs. And number 4, great kid. He's a pro already stepping into the league. And Mirotic didn't play much. In fact, he was benched after game 1. And this was a team that was still very, very competitive. My point, Max, is, and I understand that you talk about Giannis, he's more of a big, he's kind of a hybrid. We're trying to figure out a situation. If he's the same player, they come out the East. If he's the exact same guy, there's no Kawhi Leonard to guard him.
Okay, let's talk about that.
You saw what he did to Boston. You saw what he did to Philly. There's nobody to guard him.
Oh, wait a minute. Philly likes that matchup with Milwaukee, number 1. Number 2,
No, they don't.
I believe Philly got better in the offseason and Milwaukee got worse, and it was close going in. Yes, you take out Jimmy Butler, but he's replaced with a young ascending defender who can also shoot, and you add Al Horford.
Let me ask you this. Who guards him?
Who guards who?
Who guards Giannis?
Well, no.
Don't say nobody guards because that's a big. Because Kawhi guarded him.
Right. But that's not the
did
point.
Kawhi stop
You can
him?
have team defense against Giannis. In fact, when you watch Giannis and Embiid link up, even when Giannis had better numbers, if you watched the game, Embiid got the better of him.
Did Kawhi Leonard guard him?
Yes, he was among the
and
people who guarded him.
Kawhi Leonard, amongst team defense, I would say contain. We're not going to say stop.
Sure.
Contain him. Correct.
Sure.
There's nobody to contain him. When Philly and the Bucks matched up, they put Embiid on him one game. Embiid just sat in the paint, disrespected him. Guess what? Giannis still got his points. As much as we want to gripe and fuss about the way he got them, he was still incredibly effective.
You think the Sixers got better or worse?
They got worse.
I think they got better. And we both must agree that the Bucks got worse. In terms of
I do not agree. I do not agree they got worse.
You think taking Mirotic and Brogdon off the team doesn't make them worse?
They were competitive without Malcolm Brogdon. Do you understand?
But did they make the finals? No. And this, going into this season, no Kawhi. Oh, they could make the finals. Oh, no Brogdon, no Mirotic, and the Sixers got better? No, they're not making the finals. In terms of what he said about call me an MVP when I win it again, no.
Maybe I should spin this list to you again. No LeBron, no KD, no KD, and no Kawhi. Who guards him?
I just want to address for a second. He's not going to be stopped, just like all offensive players one-on-one aren't going to be stopped. It's not about one-on-one.
No. It was because Kawhi was able to guard that man. It was incredibly effective.
I want to address what he said about don't call me the MVP till I win it again. I thought he was going to take Kawhi in that matchup. I thought there was no stopping Giannis. That was not the case.
I didn't.
I will not call him the MVP until he proves it in the playoffs. It's not about repeating in the regular season. It's about with the chips on the line, who rises. The answer is Kawhi Leonard. Not James Harden, your guy.
Well, where's Kawhi
at? This guy or that guy.
Kawhi's not there, man.
Giannis has to do it in the playoffs.
Guys, you got to wrap up this segment. There's a lot of disagreement about Houston. That's something we are going to talk about coming up next segment after the break. Westbrook and Harden, they're teaming up again, but will it work for the Rockets?